How's it going, you two? Copnut speaking. I hope you guys are well. Well, this is going to be a very interesting story that literally just happened right now. About 5 to 6 hours ago, actually. Say hi, honey.
Oh. I don't have my phone on. I have a phone.
Well, you don't need a phone at your age, honey. When I was your age, all I had was crank. You can see he's recording me in the background. Alright, well, in case you have not noticed, I once again dyed my hair. It was for my birthday. I just had my birthday a few days ago. And as a birthday present, I got my hair dyed once again. It is a highlights, blondish highlights. Because I'm not of a fair color, the lights may not show it, but I'm not of a fair color, so to speak, so girls with my tan complexion are better off with highlights rather than going full blonde. But some people prefer that they don't care what skin color they are. As long as they're happy with their color, then that should be it. Nah, we'll talk about that later. So here is what I would like to call in the title below my creeper story. Or scary situation, etc. Well, a few weeks ago, unfortunately, my mom got into a car accident. She's alright, don't worry. It happened in such a way that she was, honey, please don't test out the old equipment. My mom was turning left in her car, but some idiot driving didn't see the red light and hit her, causing her car to spin around and go into the ditch. Luckily, it was shallow, and luckily there was no water. So after that, I was coming home from the store, and I literally looked across the street, and there she was. Mom was standing outside with the car and the butt of the car like facing outward, and the face of the car facing inward. And I literally freaked out. He was in the car too, and he saw it, and he started crying and crying. So I parked my car somewhere else, took my purse, got him out, and we decided asking what was going on. There was my mom standing here telling me what happened, her hands swelling, but thank God that was the only problem. But there was nothing else, no broken bones, nothing else. This Asian Vietnamese dude was standing over there. I don't know, he just kept screaming and saying that, this is all your fault, this is all your fault, or something. No disrespect to Asians anywhere, as I'm partially Asian myself. Because I was in such shock and pain, so to speak, I just jumped out of him and screamed, you goddamn motherfucking son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna cut your balls off. Yes, I did say that, and in front of a lot of people too. And the guys who were like the tow truck guys had to literally hold me back because I was going hysterical. Oh God, I was going hysterical. But luckily I calmed down after that. Skipping ahead, because you guys are probably wondering where the story gonna lead to. We had to hire a lawyer for legal formalities, and this lawyer manager came to our house and asked us for the details of the case, including the car and whatnot, because our car is totaled now. We're getting a new one anyway. So when I saw this is the issue with the lawyer manager. When I saw him, he was from the same country that my parents were originally from. And he was a really nice, cheerful guy. I liked him. He was really cool. And he even, when he saw me, after about 20 minutes of talking, he offered me like a chance to learn and work in his law firm, so to speak, or his lawyer's law firm. And I told him, well, sir, because we have transportation problem, I don't know, I won't be able to go right now because my mom needs to get to work and he needs to go here and go to babysitting and whatever, but I will get back to you ASAP. And him being very friendly, he said, okay. बस कर बेटा, बाहर जाके काम करो. बाहर जाके काम करो.
Oh, no.
Anyway. So I was talking to my mom about it, and she said, Reshmi, I really don't think you ought to do that. I just have this funny feeling, don't. And I'm like, oh, Mom. I thought, you know how mothers are. They're just so overprotective that they're just like that. And I'm thinking, the minute I get the new car, I'm going to take it and go there. wherever he is. I'm not going to mention the dude's name, the lawyer manager's name, because, you know, it's best not to. So anyway, a few weeks pass by and he calls today. So he says to me, well, hey, he called on that phone actually because Mom left her phone at home. He says that, well, hi, Reshmi, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm fine, thank you. And he's like, is your mom around? I'm like, no, she accidentally left her phone at home because of this little guy over here. So you can talk to her perhaps in a couple of hours when she gets back. And he's like, okay. And I was expecting him to tell me formalities regarding the car and the paperwork, but he didn't. He just kept talking about, so how's your life, Reshmi? And I'm like, fine. Because I know people from my parents' part of the world, so to speak, they're very inquisitive. They like to know about everything. They like to talk, which is okay. So I was used to that kind of thing. Beta, band kar do na, please. So anyway, I was saying to him, everything's fine, everything's good, I'm feeling better, my mom is feeling better, my son is alright, etc. And I didn't feel anything suspicious about it, but when he started asking, when he was really, I thought it was very nice of him to offer me that position and offer me the chance to work, etc., etc. I thought it was really nice of him. But when he started saying things like, oh, I have to say this in sequence, I'm sorry, I'm lost for words. He was all like, oh, I hear you can cook, Reshmi. And I'm like, yeah, I dabble a little bit. And he's like, tell me what you can cook. So basically I told him, I'm more of a person who likes to cook vegetables. And he's like, oh, you ought to teach me how to cook. So I kind of laughed and said, well, I don't think I need to. I think your wife can teach you. And he's like, oh, my wife's overseas along with my 2 kids. Mind you, the lawyer manager's 50 plus. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't know, I started having this chilly feeling, but I didn't say anything. But when he started asking me, like, oh, what time does your mom come in? What time does she leave? What time are you usually alone by yourself? And I'm like, it varies. I don't know. I didn't want to give him a timetable because I was having a really bad feeling. But the most disturbing thing was when he said, you know, Reshmi, sometimes I feel very lonely, and if you give me your number and let me talk to you, I'm sure we can be good friends, you know, get close. And I'm thinking, to myself, if you were 30, I'd be flattered. But you're above 50, and that's kind of creeping me out now. And I'm like, well, I was stuttering and stammering because that's type of thing really took me off guard. And then he said, you know, Reshmi, where do you like to meet? Where do you like to hang out? We can go and meet each other and have lunch or something. And I'm like, well, because I'm Pakistani Indian, I usually don't go anywhere without like a parents or elder chaperone. That's a bit of an excuse, because even I do go places by myself. I just use that as an excuse. And he's like, it's all right, Reshmi. You're a full-grown woman in America. You don't have to have your mom come with you. It could be just us. Just us? And I'm like, all right, I'm getting creeped out. And he's like, why don't you tell me a time where you think I'll be able to come to your home? And I'm like, I was just stuttering and stammering. And he's like, you know, Reshmi, I think you will have a good time working with me. I'll teach you to be more confident. And he was all like, over 10 times he kept asking for my cell number, So what I did, I'm like, okay, hang the fucking phone up now. So what I did was pretend to knock on the door like this. And I'm like, oh, shoot, someone's at the door. I'll call you back. Talk to you later. See you later, sir. Bye. Hang up the phone. I put his name on my mom's cell phone just in case and calls. I'll know who I'm talking to. And even on my cell phone. That was fucking creepy. I have not been in a situation in that in my entire life. Say for one incident, but I'll tell you that some other time. I mean, it was so creepy. I mean, God. Had you been in my age group, I would be like, oh, sure, why not? But 50? Dude, you have a wife and kids. Would they appreciate you taking an unmarried girl out to God knows where? I know this is America and all, but in American culture, I don't think anybody would want to do that either. I mean, there's no business partnership between us. There's nothing between us. Why the hell you want to go? I was so freaked out. So freaked out that I kept peeking through my window just in case if he didn't try to sneak in anyway. Ugh. It just makes me disappointed in a sense that I thought of him as very cool. I thought of him as a cool uncle, so to speak, but he's being like, ew. He's looking at me in an entirely different way. Can you believe that? No, not at all. I like older men, but that's too old. And it made me think of what my mother told me years ago when I was a kid, when she said, it's important to have at least one male figure in your family. It keeps you protected. It keeps people away. At that time, I was little, and I kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, yeah, sure, Mom. I'm like, Mom, you're being sexist. You're telling me that a woman can't take care of herself? But in these circumstances, I'm starting to see why. I mean, I'm starting to see why. It reminds me of the story when my mom told me about a husband and wife arguing, and they got into such a bad argument. The husband left, and he forgot his shoes, like that over there, his shoes, his work shoes, and he left his work shoes at home, and he went out in his house slippers, and his wife was home alone. 2 thieves broke in, and the wife saw them, and she hid somewhere. And the thieves were about to ransack the house, but when they saw the shoes lying in the bedroom door like that, they said, "Oh my God, the shoes! That means her husband's got to be home. Let's get out of here." So the thieves ran away. It was from looking at those shoes over there that made them think that the husband was there, the protective veil of the wife, so to speak. That's why my mom was saying that even in such small squabbles, we need to remember that, look at the bigger picture. That just a pair of shoes went such a long way. Although it's not related to what I'm talking about, I'm just rambling, but I thought you guys should know the story. Anyway, that was basically my story about my creeper or my scary situation, so to speak. Even though it's not that scary, because I've read stories that are 10 times, 100 times more scary. But this really freaked me out. Really freaked me out. I honestly don't know why he keeps throwing that around. He's watching, my son, he's throwing that thing around. He's watching tutorials on YouTube about new cell phones that are said to be so strong that if you drop them from a far height, or if you put them in oil, or if you put them underwater, they should be safe still. If only he could understand that that's not a cell phone, and that thing is outdated. Anyway, this was just my small story of what happened and how freaked out I was. God willing, inshallah ta'ala. See you soon. What?